Hello to everyone at the P.E.A.S.E Academy graduation. I think you know I'd much rather be there with you in person, but there's just a few things going on right now, so I'm honored to join you via video. To the faculty, parents, family members attending, thank you. The success of your students is your success too. I know how proud you are. And graduates, congratulations. You've all worked hard for this moment. You know it's always hard to graduate from high school, but you have done it in recovery. You know, I've had my own experience with recovery, and it was with my dad. He, over the years, had a number of DWIs, and finally, when he got the treatment he needed, in his words, he was pursued by grace, and it changed his life. I literally saw him climb the highest mountains. He used to be a mountain climber, but also sink to the lowest valleys because of his addiction. But he is now 90 years old and happy, and I can see how recovery makes a difference. You also understand the importance of education, or you wouldn't all be here today. I can tell you I wouldn't be here in the Senate without the power of education. My grandpa was an iron ore miner who had to quit school in 6th grade to support his 9 brothers and sisters, and then later my dad and his brother. And my grandpa saved money in a coffee can in the basement so he could send my dad to college. My mom taught 2nd grade until she was 70 years old. So here I am, the granddaughter of an iron ore miner, the daughter of a teacher and a journalist, and the first woman elected to the U.S. Senate from the state of Minnesota. That is the power of education. Now you're graduating at both a challenging and exciting time. Challenging because of economic, international, and political upheaval. Exciting because of technology, because of endless career possibilities, and medical cures within reach. And I have no doubt you're prepared for all of this. So as you graduate today, I want to share a story about how you can choose to take what you've learned, go out into the world, and do great things. Listen to this one. Last year, I heard Theo Epstein, the president of the Chicago Cubs, okay, Twins fans, we can deal with this, tell me the story of Game 7 of the 2016 World Series. The Cubs were 4 outs away from their first World Series title in 108 years. There were literally people that had radios out at the gravestones in the cemeteries so their ancestors could hear the moment that they'd been waiting for so long. That's a true story. But then what happened? Well, the Cubs blew a 3-run lead, and the game was going into extra innings. And then there was a rain delay. Now, some of you who may have been involved in teams know this, but during rain delays or when a game's going really bad, players hit the lockers, sometimes sit by themselves, focus on what went wrong, head down, maybe looking at their phones, engrossed in their own worlds. Well, Game 7 of this World Series was different. The Cubs had the full burden of history on their shoulders. The president of the Cubs watched from the hallway as they made a choice to come together. There they were in the locker room, and instead of blaming each other or looking down, they looked at each other and talked. There was a discussion. It wasn't led by a superstar. It was led by the guy who was having a terrible year at bat, the worst season of his career. He led that discussion. They went back and forth and talked about how they were going to do this together, win or lose, and the Cubs went back out, they rallied, and they won. The message? Some of us can go through our lives with our heads down, focused on ourselves, and climbing the next rung of our own ladders. Others will go through our lives with our heads up as part of something larger than ourselves. I think you know a little bit about this from your experience in recovery. We will be aware of other people, we will embrace differences, and we will, wherever we can, put the collective interest in front of our own priorities. And that's what I hope you'll do, because you'll be role models. After what you've been through, you will be role models. People will listen to you, they'll look up to you. Your education at P.E.A.S.E has prepared you for this. It's taught you not only how to overcome your own obstacles, but to reach out to people from another side of town, across racial lines, across religious lines, and even across political lines. Whether it's helping others on the road to recovery or opening up our arms to people seeking new beginnings, the key is this: we must do all of it with an understanding and empathy for the people around us. The truth is, as a society, we can amass great wealth and develop the most advanced technologies. But choosing to help others and to improve the world we live in, that's what really matters. And that only happens with you. With your education, your clear determination and commitment to a better life for yourselves and your families and your world, you can be the guardian angels to so many people you meet. Maybe to those you haven't even met, to those you may not know when you've done something for them. This may mean choosing to volunteer. It may mean choosing a career where you help others, whether it's in the public sector, the nonprofit sector, or the private sector. It may simply mean a kind word at the right time, a momentary decision, a gesture when someone needs a person to defend them, coming to someone's aid when they're going through what you just went through. That's what it's all about. You'll be the guardian angels of those around you and for everything that we stand for in this country. So I know that's a lot on your shoulders, some pretty heavy wings. But guess what? I know you can handle it. I know you're ready to be bold, to lead, and to fly. Congratulations, class of 2018.